Hello! Today I'm going to do some more reviews. Yay! I am going to be reviewing a TV show, a film, a CD, and some food. So something for everyone. As long as everyone likes TV, film, music, and food. The first thing I shall be talking about is the TV show Hinterland, which finished on BBC 4 this week. It also has another name in Welsh, but there are no vowels, so I was intimidated. So I shall just write it here. Hinterland is a very interesting show because it was filmed in both Welsh and English. There was a Welsh language version which was on S4C in Wales last year, and then a bilingual version was filmed at the same time, and that was on BBC 1 Wales and BBC 4 this year. It's a detective drama, the style of detective drama which is popular at the moment. You know, there's a mysterious detective with a past who is the main character. Got quite slow pace, there's a lot of trickles of information as opposed to, you know, floods. The landscape is bleak and beautiful, and it's shot so well. It makes me really want to go to Aberystwyth. It's very similar to a lot of the detective dramas around at the moment. It's not particularly innovative or anything. It's more like its Welshness, if I can say that, is what sets it apart. The characterisation is occasionally a bit iffy. I often find that the guest characters have more characterisation and more backstory than the main/recurring characters, which can grate a little bit. And Richard Harrington's character, who is the main character, is written to be, like, mysterious, but I don't find him as mysterious as they think he is. But Richard Harrington plays him really well, and the character is certainly interesting, and I definitely want to find out more about him, which I guess is the point. It's got good and interesting stories, they're not obvious. I desperately want to see the Welsh language version. I think that would be very interesting. I enjoyed the show, I recommend it. It's not, you know, anything new, but it does what it does well. I will give it a 4.0 out of 5. So the second thing I shall talk about is Gone Baby Gone, the film. This is based on a book by Dennis Lehane. It is directed by Ben Affleck, and he also co-wrote the screenplay, and Casey Affleck stars. It's a mystery drama. It's got quite a small cast of characters, and the story revolves around a search for a missing girl. I was expecting to like this, but I liked it far more than I thought I would. The story is interesting, the characters are interesting, it gives the right amount of information about the characters, I think. It asks some great questions of its audience, and where I think it really is set apart from other films is that it also gives the audience a chance to answer the questions. That makes sense. For instance, with We Need to Talk About Kevin, which I reviewed last time, it asks a ton of questions, but there's never really an appropriate point for you to answer. You're constantly being given more information and more questions. Whereas with Gone Baby Gone, I feel like the audience has a chance to decide and make a decision, and I like that. I love this film, it was great. It wouldn't be for everyone, but it is definitely for me. I shall give it a 4.6. So now I'm going to talk about Incongruent, which is the new album for Hank Green and the Perfect Strangers. I say new album, it's Hank Green's new album, but it is the only album of Hank Green and the Perfect Strangers. So it's the album of Hank Green and the Perfect Strangers. Stop talking. It has some great music. I think it is probably my favourite of Hank Green's albums. There's quite a lot of dancing around, jumping up and down type music, which I like. My favourite songs are mainly ones which I have already heard. They are I Love Science, OJK Rowling, Undigested Lump, and Perfect Strangers. As a large Shakespeare geek, Undigested Lump is a very good song for me. It's a song of Shakespearean insults. I have the clean version. I would like to at some point listen to the unclean version, but that might have to wait a while. And they are going on tour, so if you are on the right side of the Atlantic, unlike me, then you may be able to see them. I shall give it a 4.2. Now I'm going to talk about chocolate. There are some new Cadbury Dairy Milk bars which are Marvellous creations. I got them with an Easter egg. To be honest, this review is mainly just an excuse for me to eat chocolate after breakfast. So the first one I've got is Marvellous Creations Cookie Nut Crunch. It is milk chocolate with pieces of biscuit, crunchy almond caramel, and chopped roasted caramelised hazelnuts. Bloody hell, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? I'm not a big fan of chocolate with bits in, but this is quite good. It's nice and crunchy. I like the almond caramel. It's quite like a dime bar, so if you like dime bars, then this is probably the Cadbury's chocolate for you. I'll give it a 3.6. It's good, but I'm not gonna, you know, seek it out. Now we have another Marvellous Creations, which is jelly popping candy shells. Milk chocolate with fruit flavoured jellies, sugar coated cocoa candies and popping candy. Are they trying to make these tongue twisters? It's quite chewy. I'm not sure how I feel about the jellies. It's kind of like what you'd expect a chocolate bar with Smarties in it to taste like, but then you also add in the chewy fruit candies and the popping candy. I think it's trying to be too many things at once. Quite sickly as well, and I am a person with an extremely sweet tooth. That's getting about a 2.4. Although I know that other people love it, so try it for yourself. I think it's an acquired taste, and it is not a taste that I have acquired. Those are my reviews for today. A nice variety, I think. If you have anything else you would like me to review, then let me know in the comments below. I shall be putting up another video later on this week, so see you then.